Good morning. Today's topic of discussion is ascent of sap, one of the metabolism of the plant. Here, in this topic, we will learn few things related to the process of ascent of sap. Some points like introductory part, what is ascent of sap, then most accepted theory related discussion. Name of that theory is transpiration pull, or also called as a cohesion tension theory, and related supporting points to this theory. Some of the objections also we will discuss, and lastly, factors affecting ascent of sap. Actually, what is the definition of ascent of sap, that we will see and can be asked for 1 mark. The process of upliftment of water and minerals from root to the shoot of plant is popularly known as ascent of sap. Actually, sap is the term used to the water with dissolved minerals. By this process, in the plant body, water as well as minerals, they are circulated or distributed up to the top of the plant. Actually, this process of ascent of sap, its direction is against gravitational force, and thus this process might require very strong force to uplift the sap up to the top of the plant. We can see in nature there are some plants which are very tall. For example, sequoia is there, or some tall conifers they are there, or angiospermic plant like eucalyptus, that is also the another example, where the height of these plants may be more than 100 meters. Question come in our mind, how the water is uplifted up to the top of these trees. What might be the phenomenon behind? And in this chapter, we will discuss the things related with what is the phenomenon behind. Now, what is the path of ascent of sap? We know land plants, they have their root system in the soil, and this sap means water along with the minerals is uplifted, and what is its path, that we will see here. So soil, capillary water get mixed with the minerals, and soil solution is formed. This is taken in by the root hairs. In the cytoplasm of root hair, the sap is now. Root hairs are actually the prolongations of some of the epidermal cells. Then the amount of sap, as it is more in these cells, it goes to the cortical cells, nearby cortical cells. From one cortical layer to the another cortical layer, like this, the inward movement of water takes place, and water or sap reaches up to the endodermis. Through the passage cell of endodermis, sap reaches to the pericycle from pericycle cells it is drawn into the xylem tissue, and then from xylem up root to xylem up shoot, and at last it reaches to the leaves. So this is actual path of the ascent of sap. So this path in the form of ray diagram can be asked for 1 mark. Here there is figure representing the path of water and minerals through various plant parts. Diagrammatically it is represented here. One can see here the soil water, soil missiles or soil particles we can say. So in between that, in the form of dots, the capillary water is shown. So here there is root hair. So pectic substances present in the root and cellulosic nature of the cell wall of root. It attracts water and this sap is taken in inside the cytoplasm, and later water or sap is in the cortex, and from cortex to the xylem, and then to the xylem of the stem. Through the vessels it reaches up to the leaves, and here the stomatal apertures present on the surface of leaf, they lose water in the form of vapors, and water is given out, and thus suction force is developed due to the loss of water, and this suction force later goes towards the root hair. It reaches up to the root hair. So suction force, this suction force again try to absorb water, and later in the same process water is uplifted, and like this we can see the phenomenon of ascent of sap takes place. This is a brief idea related to the water or sap, ascent of sap, how ascent of sap continuously goes on in the land plants, and particularly in huge or tall plants you can say, the water is uplifted up to any height of the plant by this suction force created in the foliage of the plant body. And the same thing we will see here or discuss here, that is how the upliftment of water takes place, or how ascent of sap takes place. So this is explained, the phenomenon is explained by many scientists, and they have put forth many theories, but only or most accepted theory we can say is only one, and that's why we will discuss related to this theory only. So question can be asked for 1 mark, which is the most accepted theory of the ascent of sap. So answer is transpiration pool theory. So this theory is also named as cohesion tension theory. So this theory can be asked for long answer of 10 marks. So transpiration pool theory or cohesion tension theory, we will discuss the things related with this theory now. This theory was proposed by Henry H. Dixon and John Joly in 1894. Many names are given to this theory. So to honor the scientist, who had proposed this theory. Theory is named as Dickson and Jolly's theory of cohesion. Another name I have told you, cohesion tension theory. One more name is also there, or popular, we can say popular name, that is transpirational pull theory. So transpiration pull, just now I have told you related to the suction force, that is due to the transpiration, and thus to this force we can call it as a transpiration pull. And transpiration pull can explain the mechanism of ascent of sap, and thus name of this theory is given as a transpirational pull theory. This is most accepted and fully supported by experimental evidence. This theory is most accepted, and many supporting points this theory bear. So what are the things related with the supporting points that we can see? Ki scientists, well-known scientists like Renner, Curtis and Clark, Bonner, Galston, Kramer, Leavitt, all these scientists who are well-known plant physiologists, they have supported this theory. This theory has some important features. So what are these important features can be asked for 5 marks, and we will see in brief these important features. Actually, sap is having water. So we will see some of the properties of water. Water molecules have very strong mutual force of attraction, and this mutual force of attraction is called as a cohesive force. This force is very high, and it is up to 350 atmospheres. See, 350 atmospheres, and as this cohesive force is very high, water column will never break and remains unbreakable even when subjected to some disturbances. This is very important property of water, that is water molecules have very strong cohesive forces. In the same manner, very strong force of attraction between water molecules and walls of xylem is also there. Very strong force of attraction between water molecules and the xylem walls, and that force is called as adhesive force. We have seen cohesive force at first, and now related to the adhesive force. So adhesive force is the force present or exist in between wall of xylem and water molecules, and because of this adhesive force, water column remains held in the lumen of capillaries. In the lumen means पोकळ जागा. So lumen of capillaries. Then due to cohesion, water column in the xylem tissues remains intact and continuous from root tip to shoot tip and mesophyll cells of leaves. See here, up till what we have seen related to the important features, the properties of water which can support the upward movement of water, continuous upward movement of water in the xylem vessels. So cohesive forces of water are responsible, then adhesive forces of water are responsible, and thus high cohesive force keep the water column continuous. Those things we have seen. At the same time, the phenomenon occurring in the foliage or in the leaves, that we will see here, from open stomata during day, heavy water loss takes place. And therefore, continuous loss of water throughout the day through open stomata occur, and due to this, suction or pulling force is created due to loss of water, or this loss of water due to the transpiration creates suction or pulling force, and we are calling it as a transpiration pull. This force as a transpiration pull, and this is very important for ascent of sap. And value of transpiration pulling force is also very high. This transpiration pull or tension created in the lip is transmitted through continuous water column up to the root tips or even up to the root hairs. This transpiration pull or cohesion and tension uplifts the water and minerals from the root to shoot continuously to any height of the plant. So this is the magic how water is uplifted, and we are discussing the most accepted theory, that is transpiration pull theory. Water column in the xylem tissue remains under tension due to transpiration pull. Because the value of this force developed is very high, and it may be in between 20 to 200 atmosphere. It indicates the ability of this force to cause ascent of sap even in tallest plants. We have seen at present on the surface of earth, tallest plant is sequoia or some conifers, and we can include there eucalyptus even. So in any of these plants, water can be uplifted due to this transpiration pull. This theory is mainly based on the concept of transpiration pull created due to loss of water due to transpiration process through the stomata. Then cohesion, transpiration pull, cohesion, and transmittance of tension, and thus it is known as a transpiration pull theory or cohesion tension theory. We will look towards some of the evidences. So I have told you many supporting evidences they are there. Many well-known scientists they have supported this theory. This might be the mechanism, or this is the correct mechanism of upliftment of soil solution up to any height of the plant. Now some more supporting points. Osmotic pressure of mesophyll cells is more than 20 atmosphere, and it indicates that it is quite sufficient for ascent of sap in trees more than 200 meter tall. Second evidence, the process is purely physical one and does not require metabolic energy. Even if energy is required, it is very negligible. Third supporting point, tensile strength of xylem sap is 25 to 300 atmospheres. This is more than enough to avoid breaking of water column. And this theory or support for this theory can be demonstrated with the help of one of the experiment which we can see it here, that is this porous pot experiment, and it confirms or it gives demonstration that ascent for this theory. So in this experiment, porous pot is placed at the top of the continuous water column and here, and the water is subjected to evaporation. Means evaporation of water takes place from this place to this porous pot. Water column under tension does not break due to the cohesive property of water molecules. So here we can see the water column. So this continuous water column, it remains over here. A similar kind of mechanism may exist in the plant. So this diagrammatic figure, it similarly in case of plant, this is a porous pot. Here plant twig is kept, and in the same manner the continuous water column we can see over here. So this is the supporting demonstrating experiment for this transpiration pool theory or cohesion tension theory. Some of the objections are there. Due to variations in the temperature during day and night and large diameter of vessels, there are fair chances of entry of air bubbles in water column. Then also how water column remains continuous. But we can say here there are many xylem elements. So even though there is a break in the water column in some of the or air bubbles occur in some of the xylem vessels, then also there is no that much difficulty in uplifting the water. Okay, this is what related to the most or widely accepted theory, that is transpiration pool theory. Now overall what we have seen, that is ascent of sap, is the upliftment of water or sap from root hair to the top of the plant, and popularly we call it as ascent of sap. So this process of ascent of sap gets affected by external as well as internal factors, and what are those? We will look towards these factors in brief. So some of the factors, for example, soil water is one of the factor. If water is there in the soil, availability of water in the soil, if it is good amount, then ascent of sap will be more. More the available water, rate of ascent of sap will be good one. And if water is not there in the soil, then rate of ascent of sap will be less. And we can say that under saline water conditions, the rate of ascent of sap is slow. Second factor is temperature. So main factor we can say of ascent of sap. So temperature change occur in the nature and if there is a change in temperature, there is a change in rate of ascent of sap. Even increase in temperature increases rate of transpiration, and naturally increased rate of transpiration results in increased rate of ascent of sap. Under low temperature condition, the rate decreases. So this is the another factor, second factor. Firstly we have seen soil water, then second temperature. We will go towards the third factor, environmental factor, that is light. Light has indirect effect on rate of ascent of sap. So if high intensity light for more duration is there, the temperature rises, and raised temperature uh, directly affect the rate of ascent of sap. Rate of ascent of sap also increases. So another thing, light also controls closing and opening of stomata, and it is related with the controlling rate of transpiration, and rate of transpiration is related with the rate of ascent of sap. If transpiration is more, rate of ascent of sap is also more, and vice versa. One more factor, that is atmospheric humidity. If in the vicinity of lip the humidity is more, no doubt rate of ascent of sap is lower. And if dry weather is there, or there is no or very less humidity in the vicinity of the foliage, the rate of ascent of sap will be less. So this is what we can say, during humid conditions the rate of ascent of sap in the plants is less. One more important factor, that is related to the wind velocity. So wind velocity, actually at first we can say wind velocity also is responsible for rate of ascent of sap. Rate of transpiration, if wind velocity in under mild wind condition, the humidity is taken away from the leaf surfaces, and thus we can say under mild wind condition the rate of transpiration increases, and therefore rate of ascent of sap also increases. Then if the wind velocity is very high, then what happens? We can say blowing winds. Under blowing wind condition, the plant is adapted to close their stomata, and closing of stomata reduces the rate of transpiration, and under such blowing wind condition or high velocity wind condition, the rate of ascent of sap lowers down and becomes zero even. Some more factors we can see over here, the anatomical, or we can say morphological factors of the plant, lip size, lip area, number of stomata per lip. They also affect the rate of transpiration, and accordingly rate of ascent of sap even. If lip size is more, there will be more number of stomata, and rate of transpiration will be more, and ascent of sap rate also increases. Root system and type of root system, number of root hairs, what type of root structure is there, these things also affect rate of ascent of sap. So in all, we have seen related with the phenomenon of ascent of sap, how it occurs, and now you all might have come to know the doubts in the mind, if you are having how water is uplifted in tall plants without expenditure of energy. So what is the answer? Only transpiration pull is responsible for this. Also good things related with this, that is, or those are the properties of water, cohesive as well as additive properties of water, makes or keeps the water column continuous up to any height of the plant. So like this, one good physiological phenomenon we have studied today. Some of the questions which can be asked in the examination, for example, short answer questions, define assent of sap, or what is assent of sap, what is transpiration pull, or give any 4 or 5 factors affecting rate of assent of sap, or short answer questions like factors affecting assent of sap for 5 marks we can say. Then what is assent of sap, explain path of assent of sap in plants, or long answer questions like discuss Dickson and Jolly's cohesion tension theory, or discuss factors affecting assent of sap. Like this, one can also ask evidences for transpiration pull theory for 1 or 2 mark, or objections to the transpiration pull theory. Thank you.